Whether these two successfully cover up Mordu's death or not, there's no way this can end well. All it would take is one witness or a slip of the tongue, and I could wind up in prison. And even if I do get away with this, what then? Will I be indebted to Marcus forever? Will he ask for something extreme in return for his silence? No matter what scenario I envision, it does not bode well for me. Phew, that bastard's heavier than he looks. Tell me about it. I thought my corpse handling days were long over. His corpse handling days? This guy sounds like the right person for the job, but just who is he? Anyway, I'll handle the disposal. You two clean up in here, alright? You're the boss, Andre. Just leave the rest to us. After all, that'll give us time to talk about repayments. And there it is. It's not unreasonable for Marcus to expect something in return. I called on him knowing full well that I'd need to repay the favor. Even so, just thinking about how he'd expect me to repay something like this. What do you have in mind exactly? Nothing big. At least, not for someone like you. But really, before we get into that, I gotta tell you, I picked you as a fighter from the moment we met. But to actually kill somebody? I seriously underestimated you. Marcus makes it sound like I plan on killing Mordu from the start. But I'm no killer. Even if I've been at my share of fights, I never tried to kill someone before. With that in mind, I've got the perfect job for you. I'm sure he does. But given the events leading to this moment, I have to ask. Is it a legal job? So, sure, why not? As long as you don't get caught, of course. Figures. Oh, cheer up, I'm just messing with you. I've got the perfect job in mind for you. You'll be able to rake in money, feed the aggression of yours, and pay off your debt almost immediately. Interested? Hang on. You're offering to pay me while I repay you? Of course. Considering the reason why we're here, I thought it'd be better not to get between you and your money. Sure. Whatever the case, what kind of job are we talking about? I brought you here to get me out of trouble. There won't be any point if you just drag me in deeper. Ha! You really don't have any faith in me, do you? Well, so be it. Just keep in mind that you're worth more to me alive and, well, not in prison. That is a fair point. Not that you have a choice anyway. If you want all this kept a secret, then you're going to do exactly as I say. Richmond, a town riddled with crime and corruption. Richmond is a vast town, a collection of smaller districts, each varying significantly in terms of wealth, ethnicity, and population density. Large enough to entrap millions of everyday citizens, yet dense enough to suffocate any who dare reside within. It's a complicated town, misunderstood even by those living within its walls. But beyond the size and scope of this town, there's one aspect which stands out above all others. Its concentration of wealth. This is a town where the wealthy flock together, creating their own small utopia. They build up selective parts of the city, sculpt the law to their liking, and generally get away with whatever their bank balance will allow. The end result has been the creation of a state-sized town comprised of countless districts, varying from wealthy suburbs filled with hospitals and schools to those lacking even phone lines. Put simply, this is a two-class society, heavily favoring the rich. As someone living in a wealthy suburb while working among the poor, I'm fairly familiar with both sides of this city. Thanks to those who cling to every cent, labor can be commissioned for next to nothing, making Richmond a surprisingly cheap place to live. Public transport is constant, resources are plentiful, infrastructure is abundant, and the town keeps growing. For those with the money to support themselves, it isn't a bad place to live. On the other hand, with so much competition for work, most residents have no choice but to accept whatever work they can, and to slave away for as little as necessary. Slave wages are standard practice, workplace safety laws don't apply, and it's every man for himself.